Good morning or evening, wherever you are. Just getting set up. I'll be with you in 5 minutes. So go about what you're doing while I tape my phone into place, just in case my holder decides to. Hi, Rose. Yeah, just give me a couple of minutes. I'll have to tape my phone into place because my bracket has decided to get very weak on me. I'm hopefully going to be getting a new one. So just close your eyes so you don't get dizzy from me taping it up. I'm going to go live in about 5 minutes, so hope you can stick around. Let me know where you're tuning in from. That would be awesome. Give the camera something a bit better to focus on. Alrighty. Hi Tina, how you going? Thanks for tuning in. Pauline, hello. Let me know where you are all from. I know Tina's from Australia, but let everyone else know where you are from, not just me. So great to have you here this morning. Hope you can stay. It was not going to be a long tutorial. We have decided to spread out our tutorials so that hopefully more people will have the opportunity to tune in. For our international viewers, this time of the day is a good one because it's their evening, and it suits all of our viewers. So I'm just going to take a moment to refresh my computer screen. So just give me a moment. Going live very shortly. Alrighty. I was hoping to share this to my Facebook group, my own Facebook group, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. But that's fine. I can share that there later. It just won't be live. Now, let's get this on screen. That looks a little bit better. All right, well, time is up. Well, we will get started. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry if I've missed that you've tuned in since I started. So today I shouldn't have clipped that onto my photo holder, my camera holder. But today we're going to make one of these using our stitched square frame thin cuts. So the beauty of this is we can have a variety of sizes. So and the other thing too is you can make these into a Christmas ornament. Just give me a thumbs up, let me know, or leave a comment, please. Let me know that you can hear me okay. That would be really appreciated. So we've got these don't have to be just a Christmas, obviously a Christmas ornament or a tag. They can be a decoration to hang in your home. I quite often hang them on doorknobs, just little decorative elements. So I want to show you how much or what you can get out of one piece of 4" by 4" paper. I'll just pop those up there. So we start out with a 4" by 4" piece of paper. Today I'm using the silver foil cardstock from our range. You can use anything you like, any colour, any specialty paper, so many options. So that is the gold glitter paper. And the reason I started out with a 4" square is so that I can, I'll just show you how these all layer up. Mind you, I've already used the silver in the second largest frame, and I've used the gold from out of there, and I also have another gold square that goes in the middle. So you've got all of those to play with. So what I've done is positioned my dies equal distance from the edges. I'm just going to use some painter's tape. I'm going to put that against my skin just to take off some of the tack. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick these down separately. Okay, so I've got that one there. And center this one as best I can with taping it down with a little bit more of the painter's tape. Just take off some of the tacky, give myself a gentle exfoliation at the same time. That moved. Alright, so we'll just re-center that. It would be better if I could get my head right over the top, but not to worry. I'll just turn my lights on. That might be more helpful. It might help you see just a little bit more. So there's not many supplies you need for this. I did put the supplies in a post I did last night. Hello, Kim. Hello. Can you hear me? I'm guessing everyone can hear me. I haven't had anyone say that they cannot, so hopefully that's a thumbs up. So yeah, there's only a few supplies you need. Obviously I've used some washi tape. You can some painter's tape. You can use washi tape to hold it in place. A pencil might be handy, and an eraser. I'm using liquid glass for all of this. I've got some packaging that I've just cut off something. I bought a new curtain for my daughter's room, and voila, look at all this. So just be mindful when you are going to throw out some acetate or some packaging. Oh my goodness, I've got a lifetime supply out of that bundle. So this is the size we're making today, which will be this finished size. This measures, so you only need a piece of acetate here that's 2.5 by 2.5. Is anyone making these along with me? Or are you all watching? Thanks, Kim. You can hear me, that's good. Is anyone having a go at this? Has anyone got these the stitch square frames, or if you got something else you're going to make one of these out of? You just need something that's symmetrical. Obviously I've put this square on the diamond. I've just got a little hole punch from my stationer, which is in Australia, it's called Office Works. but just a single hole punch. It's not a very big one. You don't want it too big. I'm not sure. This is about like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, I'd say, or it's just a few millimeters in Australian terms, in metric. And there's not much else you need. A little bit of paper, your Big Shot, or your embossing, die cutting and embossing machine. I'm using the 3D foam tape. We'll use the I'll use the narrow one, which is 1/4 of an inch. I was trying to measure these last night. This is so 1/4 of an inch. That's like the wider ones. Oh, it's just shy. So this is sort of 1/4 of an inch, and this is not. So it's about 3 or 4. Yeah, 3/8, I suppose it's measured. So that's 3/8, but this is the high profile one. So it's actually about 1/8 of an inch. And the other one's definitely, the thin 3D is definitely a low profile, lower than that again. So I'll be using this narrow one because that fits perfectly within the frame size. Alright, so I decided to show you this step. I don't have to cut it on camera because I've already got one cut. So if you're playing along with me, yeah, stamping someone's name inside, Kim, that'd be nice. That'd be lovely. Definitely. So, as I said, you can pop this on a present as a tag, and then after opening the present, they can do whatever they like with it. They can definitely, you can always put them on the Christmas tree. That would be beautiful all over the Christmas tree. You can collect them each year, make some up. But you could also put them on your scrapbooking pages for Christmas. So after Christmas, you can do that. Now I'm going to put this one aside because that is ready for me to die cut later. But as you saw, I had prepared some. So this is the size that we're going to make today. Excuse me. So I've just had breakfast, and I always get croaky and froggy from my breakfast cereal and my milk. Shouldn't probably drink milk. So my acetate piece is going to go directly onto here. So using the, I've been really lazy. I haven't put the fine tip, the applicator on. I've just been using it straight out of the tube, and I'm sure it's not clogged, but I like to just check. I just keep a pin stuck in the side of my label. Liquid glass works really well with the acetate, and besides the foam tape, I'm also going to use the liquid glass with the foam tape. Now, providing you don't put too much down, you shouldn't have it running into your acetate window. You don't want it to go in the middle. Also, ladies, if you can't join us here live, this will be put in the Facebook page so that you can watch it later. Now, while liquid glass is wet, you can get it off. I've obviously got some come outside the frame, and when I move my hand, I transferred it across. Alright, so that's fine. I'm just going to pop that aside. And we do have to have a piece for the backing. So you can definitely put another. I've used some alcohol pens just to colour in some of this frame. This Deck the Halls stamp is from this beautiful Comfort and Joy Cardmaking stamp and thin cut set. The Noel would also be lovely. Actually, most of these would fit. The solid ones would give you a solid, these black ones you're seeing will give you a solid background. So possibly won't work inside these, not very well. But these ones are really good. Anything, I mean, this is gorgeous as well, the Serenity card making stamp and thin cut, just because you are special to me, is beautiful as well. You could stamp that in there. So many things, and this doesn't have to be a Christmas ornament or a Christmas decoration. It can be for any time of the year, just by changing up your use of paper, your use of sentiment. And that stamp I just showed you, the Serenity one, could be for any time of the year. It's just beautiful. Make it really special. So what I was saying is, this stamp that I did use some alcohol markers on there, which have bled through, which that's what alcohol markers are meant to do. So I could put another piece of paper over, cardstock over that, and I could stamp to and from on there. So that would be perfect, wouldn't it? So nice to sit and shake them around. So we'll come back to putting them together. I'm just going to bring in my, this is something I didn't do beforehand, or did I? I have actually got one here which I think will be the perfect size actually in my leftovers. So there we go, perfect. So I'm just going to build this up now around the edges with my foam tape. Because I'm using that frame, I could use the wider foam tape, but I think I will stick to the narrow one. I'm going to build up my frame here to put my sequins in, and doing it this way is a lot easier than building your foam, your frame around here. And I'll show you or explain to you why. When I made this one, I actually built my frame with my 3D foam tape around the outside of here, and then when I put the two layers together, I found it really difficult to line them up. So I had to go around and cut some off, and that meant I had a gap along the side here that was sticky. So I think it is definitely better to put it along here. Now you don't want any gaps in this. I could have put that to the very corner, which would have been more sensible. You don't want gaps. You don't want your pretty little shaker pieces escaping. Kim, where are you from? I'm guessing you're from the US. That's a lucky guess, maybe. Alright. Just completing this frame. There we go. Now I am using some, I'm going to use in this one, just show you what I've used on the other two. So I've got the beautiful Bluebell loose sequins here that I used on this one, and on the Deck the Halls I've used the Holiday loose sequins. Now this is from I think last year, and they are available in our online stores. So shop with your consultant and you can get these. There's a lovely mixture of different size stars, about 3 different sizes. Actually, I think there's 4 different size clear stars. Then you've got red stars and possibly green stars, and then you've got the sequins in reds and green. And I think there's also some iridescent. So they are really great for this time of year. Oh, by the way, oh, you're from Kentucky. Well, welcome. Thank you for sticking by me. And Thanksgiving. Is it Thanksgiving today? Or was it yesterday? I'm not sure. Let me know. But happy Thanksgiving, because it's not just one day, I don't think. I think it's a season sort of thing. And there's lots of lead up to it as well. So loose sequins are my friend, and they're your friend too. The other thing I've got, and I will be putting in this one, is the Silver Star Confetti, which we now have in gold, which is very, very gorgeous. And also today, I'm going to use our silver sequins. So I've got a lovely mix of silver, white, and clear, and some iridescent sequins and stars. So that'll be fun too. So I'll just pop those there. And I'm hoping that my little stars won't escape. I don't think they will. I've got a tiny gap there, but I think we'll be okay. So the one thing I will suggest and I will do is using my anti-static pouch. So I use this to take any sticky off from inside on that foam tape. So just to try and eliminate them from sticking, the sequins from sticking. And it also removes static from the sequins, so they don't jump when I'm trying to put the cover on them. The other thing you can do at this point is actually colour around the edges. Now, I have forgotten to do the stamping, haven't I? So I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the middle of this one, actually, but it is fairly small, and I think I'm going to put from the Gnome for Christmas. I think I'll use the Merry Christmas. So the great thing about this as well is with these lovely little images, you could also stick something on the outside. So on top here on the outside, when it's finished, you can put an embellishment, like you could stick a present on, a candy cane or something like this around them. It depends obviously on what product you're using and what it looks like, the aesthetics of it. So that's entirely up to the individual. I also pulled out this stamp set, so Jingle Joy. So this stamp set was actually out in September, October. I'm thinking. And it went out of stock, and it's back in. So I'm pretty sure it was the September, October. But it's definitely available, and they've carried it over. And this one is from this month. So this is the Jingle Joy is the product line we tend to work with in the month of, we are working in the month of November. And so Jingle All the Way is lovely. I'm actually contemplating whether I'm going to use this Stampin' Thin Cut to stick across here. And I think I will. I could do some silver embossing on that. I'm just thinking out loud. I haven't even thought that far ahead. I'm going to go with this one. And unfortunately, I have put the frame around this piece. So I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to stamp this. So we will see how we go. So I'll bring that piece in because that will be my little base. Jingle All the Way. And I'll just grab a suitable block, which I think is going to fit on there. Brand new stamp, this one. I have not used this one, I'm pretty sure. And anyway, it hasn't been used. If it has been used, it wouldn't have been used very much. So I'm just going to give it a little rub just to get that slick finish off from the process, from the actual manufacturing process. just lining it up. There's a groove on the bottom of the block, so I'm just trying to line the writing up with that. Let's see, jingle all the way. I think that will work. I think we're good. What color will I stamp with? So I'm sticking with silvers. I'm going to be using all silvers. What other color? What other color? Thursday. So today is Tuesday. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Ah, fantastic. Well, enjoy, Kim. Enjoy. So at this point too, you can actually do your hole at the top. Whoops. I'm just going to eyeball that. I did put my holes in after I put my hole shaker together, and that worked as well. But I'm going to do it this way. It does make it a little bit easier. And before I stick together, I need to put the twine on. So I'm going to just pop those there. I've got some white twine and some silver, and I've got more silver here somewhere. Well, I'll pull that out. So we're on to the stamping. I think I'm just going to do it in, what will I do it in? I don't want to do it in, do I want to do it in red? Do I want to do it in green? I might do it in clover. Why not? I always like to do a little practice run, so I'll just grab out some scrap paper. A little bit of scrap I've been using. And it is a new stamp. I think it's new. It's stamping really well, so always makes a difference having your foam underneath or your Versamat on the sponge side. So obviously, yeah, the other side of this is made for stamping. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to stamp this. And we have to stamp on the diagonal. I apologise in advance if my head gets in the way. But give that a second to, I'm giving a pretty hard press just in case that foam tape is getting in my way. Oh, look at that. Not a problem in the world. Quick clean up of my stamp. I like to clean up as I go, especially if I'm using like a black or a highly pigmented ink that's going to definitely stain my sheet. Sorry, my stamp. Stain my stamp. All right, so we've got that done. Okay, ink pad. We'll close you up. All right, so sequins go in. So I'm going to pop some sequins in. And you can definitely put too many sequins, and you can definitely not put enough sequins. So I'm just putting a little pinch of both of these. And they're cheeky little things. They flick everywhere. That's why I like to use the anti-static pouch, which I actually put the anti-static pouch inside the bag of sequins and give it a shake around, and that gets rid of the static. So that's why they aren't so bad today. Same with these. I've put the anti-static pouch in there, given it a bit of a shake around. All right, so I think so when this is hanging on the tree or hanging anywhere, or even on a present, you have your sequins. They will be sitting down in this end, and you'll still be able to read the message in here. I feel this needs another little something above it. Is there something else on here? Oh, look at that. There's a couple of little stars. I actually quite like that. I might just put a couple of little stars on there. I just feel there's going to be a blank spot there. And I have another idea that you can do for that blank spot. So, but we'll start with, I'm not going to put a present on there, which a present could fit. I'm just going to make it a little bit more multifunctional, sort of. It's still Christmas, but just got a couple of stars. Just offset those, and I might put those there. And I will stamp this in a soft grey. I'm going to choose Pebble. It's a soft blue grey, and I think this is probably one of the closest colours we have to silver, or perhaps the pewter would have worked as well. I'm just going to put 2 stars up there, okay, just to fill that little void on the fly here. I think, yes, I think that's enough. Put that back up there. Put my stamps back. And the other thing you can do is stick a sequin strategically in a couple of places. And I'm going to do that because it's really nice when you're hanging up your little shaker window. It's really good if you've got a couple of, I'm using the micro dots. I've just put my own labels on these boxes. We now have round ones. I think they stack on each other, so I haven't got those ones because I've obviously got the square ones. But when I go to get my next lot, I'll be buying the round ones. So I've just got my piercing tool with a stylus on the end. This is the close to my heart one that we had a little while back. We do have another one now which is just as good or better, so it's really great. I'm just going to put that one, a little dot there, and this little sequin up there. Now I've also got some stars in here, some silver stars, and I'm just going to stick down a couple of these. Just stick them down just to create a little bit more interest, and just trying to get my placement, trying to get my visual triangles. I probably should have thought of that when I put my silver one out, but that's okay. Now I have got a pickup tool, which we don't sell the pickup tool. I've also got a pencil here which is been sitting in too long in my pen pot. Something's probably leaked and given it a black end to it, but don't know what this pencil is really used for. It's probably good on black paper, but it's actually really good to, it's really good for picking up sticky, really good for picking up little gems like this, little pieces like this. See how sticky it is on the end of it? I'm just picking those up and putting them in place. But I do have a pickup tool. Unfortunately that black has transferred onto, right, I'm just going to, the joys of live. So I'll just start that one again. I'll just get rid of that and put a new glue dot down, and we'll start this one again, because that black on the end of that pencil has transferred. Don't want that. Pick him up. Now the glue dot is bigger. It's actually bigger than the star, so I will have to use my anti-static powder pouch just to take the stickiness off that glue dot, because we don't want all the other bits sticking to it. Couple more on this side and we're done. So a couple more glue dots. One down here. You can do them in groups of 3. I tend to do things in triangles, but 2 is not so bad either. And I'm sticking to the smaller sequins, so I'm just searching for a couple of smaller sequins that I can use, I'm going to put that little silver one there. And I can't tell you what this pencil is because it's all written in, I don't know, Chinese or something. But it is, it just has that sticky, just sticky enough to pick up my little pieces. All right, so that's enough of those. And now it's a matter of just, this comes with a protective. I think the new one probably does as well. I'll put that away. Just blow, I've got some dust in here, like some of that powder pouch. Just blow some of that out. Okay, I'm just going to spread these out so they're not on top of each other and going to cause problems when we put the cover on. I'll take that away as well. There's a little silver star escaping. Alright, so the other thing I haven't done, which I will do before I carry on any further, so just wait there and we'll wait there, little pouch, little thing. I'm going to make a little, where's my little piece of paper gone? Here. So your twine comes on spools like this white piece of cardboard. I've just cut the ends off one that I'd finished. So this is it here, and it's just 2 inches long, 2 inches long, and it's this one's 1 1/4 inches wide. So you can just use a piece of scrap cardstock. It's a little bit sturdier than cardstock. Maybe put 2 pieces of white daisy together to give it a bit more stability. Have it that length, and then I'm going to wrap my twine around this to make a little tassel. But what I did for this one is actually put some silver thread in it. Now there's not enough on here, so I'll use this silver thread for tying it off. So you will need a piece, a shortish piece. Yeah, no, I don't think that's long enough. I'll see if I've got a new one. I think I do. Yep. Got a new pack here. So I'm just going to line the ends up and so what I've used on this one is the sapphire embellishing thread, which we still have in our online shop, and it's in Australia it's down at $5, which is a gorgeous thread, and it goes absolutely gorgeous, just beautiful with our colour of the year, the julep. So I've used the julep ink and the julep sequins in there, and the sapphire embellishing thread, or yeah, I think it's called embellishing thread, but you'll see it in our online shop. And that is all I had. That's literally all I had left. So that's why it's got the white thread at the top. Now this is like a white baker's twine. It's called what's this one called? It has got a name. I did take it out of a packet, but lots of you would probably have something. You can use some sort of thread. It's like a stranded cotton, I suppose. Right, and I just really eyeballed this to get to a quantity that I thought looked like enough. Now I've got my non-stick scissors here, but I find the silver, these ones, the microtip scissors, are more sharp. I don't know, I just find they're sharper, and I don't know if that's a total illusion or what, but I've always just kept these for my cutting of the twines. But I also use twines, ribbons. I do also cut paper with them. I find they're definitely better for cutting paper as well. But I keep these for my foam tapes and touching anything that's sticky, like you saw me earlier use that for glue dots. All right, so we've got that wrapped, and then I'm going to take a length of the white, I don't know, whatever it's called. I don't know where the packet's gone. I'm not sure if it's still in our range. If it's, I don't think it's I don't think it's current in our catalogue right now, but it could be on our website. I didn't check that one. So I'm just threading the white twine underneath, so in between the cardboard and the threads, and I'm just gathering that up at the top. And I'm going to tie this, I'm going to tie it off around here and pull it as tight as I can. Okay, and I've when I cut this off after twirling it around and around, I've taken it to the back and I've cut it in the same length as the rest of the threads. And therefore it won't be too visible. It will just blend in because they'll all be the same length. I could have cut this longer because that's supposed to be my piece for the top. So I'm going to be a little bit sneaky. So I'm going to use that as my thread to tie off my tassel. So I'm just going to move that one. I'm pushing that down. So you don't have to do this. I should have cut a longer piece because this is going to be what I hang it from on a tree or a doorknob. So that's about 8 inches. 8 inches will definitely be enough. We'll do that again. So I'm just sliding the thread under the threads, but on top of the cardboard, bringing the two ends together to the top. There we go. And I'm still going to tie it off neatly at the very top of the tassel, like so. Double knot there so it won't move. I didn't do this with my other one, and it was more difficult to handle, so I thought it would be much better to do it this way. So welcome. Hi Layla, thanks for joining us. This will be on repeat for anyone that can't stay, so you will be able to go back and watch. Oh, and look at that, I have missed, oh goodness gracious, that cheeky little end. Yeah, so you will be able to go back and watch it from the start. These cheeky little ones, as is meant to be going through. Goodness gracious. So just stick that through there. Hopefully I can get that through. The silver twine has a mind of its own and goes every other way to what you want it to do. But what I did with the the sapphire embellishing thread is it was going every which way, but I just dampened it and it took all the kinks out and it just laid really nicely. If you are going to use this sapphire thread, it's shiny and it also unravels, so even when I tied the knot, it kept unraveling. And if you're using silver embellishing thread like I did on this one, it also unravels and fights itself, so it is a good idea to use some liquid glass to secure them. I've just upset all my little sequins, so we'll just put these back together. Of course it had to flip off the sticky side, didn't it, right onto the tape where I'd pulled off the cover. In comes my handy dandy little piercing tool to get my stars off there. I think I'm just making it worse now. Goodness, right. I get 1 off or 5 off and then I get 10 back on there. Right, see if I can do it with my fingernail. That's a bit better. So it is a good idea to move these little stars and things. Unstuck that one, right. Move the stars and your sequins into the middle when you're putting your acetate on the top. Okay, I think that was the last one. I am going to be using liquid glass with this to help hold it down, so it won't just be the foam tape. It just gives me a little bit extra time before it all sticks hard, and just a little bit of wiggle room. So that's better. That's it's got them off there. Stick that little sequin back into there. Right, so I've got one of the covers off the foam tape. Of course I have, and of course that's what they wanted to stick to. Now off that side. Okay, so we've done the top piece, and then we're going to slide it off the little rectangle that we used. And then I'm going to take my ends around to the back to create my tassel. Now you can buy tassels ready-made, so if this is just too fiddly, I understand it is fiddly, and we don't all have the dexterity in our fingers to do this. You could definitely probably thread a needle, like get a really large-eyed needle, like a darning needle. Thread your twine through that might be more helpful, but you might need some nimble fingers to actually tie it off. So I am taking it around to the back. It looks a little bit like an octopus at the moment, so I'm just going to push up, hopefully push up, thread back up to give it more of a tassel-y look to it. Just pulling that down a little bit. Okay, the silver threads, right, there we go, that's better. And with the silver thread, with the sapphire thread, I did, as I said, use liquid glass to secure that. So the white thread is good. It just depends on what you use as to how springy it is. If it's going to come undone, if you're worried that it will come undone, I would just hit it with the liquid glass and be done with it. Alright, just trying to neaten off these ends. I can go and fiddle with that a bit later. I've done it the wrong way around, but that's okay. I didn't need this on the top. That's the actual top of the actual ornament, so that's fine. We still need it to secure it to the tag front, so that's fine. Just don't need nearly as much. So we've got our front here. What I'm going to do is just thread this through, twirl a little, get it through there and tie it off on the back. And because we haven't put the whole shaker together yet, I learnt third time round that if I put the tassel on now, I can conceal the ends of my tassel under my layer. So I'm going to definitely use a little bit of liquid glass here, and we are going to very soon attach this. I left the lid off, didn't I? So just put a little bit on that knot, give that a moment. I've got to put some thread on the top, but I'm going to, yes, I'll do that first. Otherwise I'm going to just get another piece. That's easier. For the top I need a hanger, so I did cut the other piece up. So I hope you've learnt from watching. Maybe learnt from my mistakes. Now, I did put the acetate on. Did I, before or after? Oh, yes. I was going to say, I'm sure I put the hole on. Put the hole in there. The little acetate circle was still stuck in the hole. Right, I'm just going to tie the hanger here. And there are some kinks in this twine, but they will fall out once it's been hanging up for a little while. Okay, so we've got that there. I'm going to go around now and take off my covers off my 3D foam tape. Look at those little cheeky little silver stars. Any opportunity for them to escape, and they will take the opportunity and run with it. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glass along there. Just a little bead of liquid glass. One more side. Hopefully we have no more escaping stars. Right, I'm going to just give my liquid glass a tap. Cleaned off the end, and it is a good idea to keep your lid on your liquid glass as much as possible. Now, work out which is the right way up. So that's my Jingle all the way. And we've got the, I just want to conceal this little knot on the inside. So I'll try and get that facing that way. Yep. Try and get those little furry bits to stay in as I close it all up. Close up all the layers. There we go. So because I've got a little bit of liquid glass, I've got a little bit of wiggle room. I should have probably spread the liquid glass out a little bit more. There you go. Now I've got a little bit of residue on my fingertips. So while the liquid glass is still very wet, I'm just going to make sure it's not on my foil. Right, there you go. Now, as I said earlier, I think I will stamp and die cut this one, the Santa stamp and his sleigh, and stick it across here. I won't do that now, but I will post a picture of that once I've done it. And the only other thing left to do is to tidy up the little tassel, snip through here, and if you need to just hit that with a little bit of water on your fingertips to have everything sit down the right way, then do that. Otherwise, we are finished. So thank you for joining me today. As I said, you can make these into a Christmas tree. Well, you can start with them on a present by putting a separate piece of paper on the back, or stamping it before you put it together, and put who it's to and from, so you can actually write on them. And then once you've used them on a present, you can then hang them on your Christmas tree. You can put you can personalize them. That was Kim's idea. So you can put their name inside them with some alphabet stamps or stickers, and then you can even put the year on them, and you can start a collection doing this as a family tradition, and have them each year, bring them out and pop them on your tree. They would look absolutely gorgeous on your tree. So you can do this with any symmetrical shape. You could do them with hearts, circles, anything that has a symmetrical shape and that's going to hang nicely. You just need to get them balanced so that they will hang. So there we are. So thank you for joining me. Did anyone have any questions? Is there any questions at all? Thanks, Kim. I'm glad you liked it. I think it was an idea that I had seen somewhere, but I thought I can do that with my square thin cuts. I just need to make them into a diamond shape. I think they were doing them with circles, like the circle thin cuts. We haven't got like circle border thin cuts. Well, we do actually. We have the shaker set. They might have used that. I can't quite remember. And I thought, no, this is a great idea. I can use my squares. You could also do them with stars. I think someone might have done them with stars. That might have been what I saw. But any of those things, you can use them. Use any of those products to make these, whether they be close to my heart or not. But if you don't have any, obviously Close to My Heart has some beautiful border dies like this, the stitch frames. And the shaker window ones, but you can make something with all of these. If you start out with the 4-inch square, you've got all these different sizes to play with. So you got basically the scrap part, which is the outside piece, so you can use that for anything. It's not wasted. And then you've got this size, which is the one I made there. And then you've got the next size down is this one, which is the offcut from inside that one. And then you've got this one, so you can do that mini. And then you've got this left over, which is a lovely element that you can put anywhere, on a card, on a scrapbooking page. You could also decorate the back, perhaps. You know, you could do so much with all of the pieces, so there's no waste. By starting with a 4-inch square. If you want to start slightly smaller, that's fine too. You just go down to the size of your outside frame, which is, let me see, you cut your paper about 3 3/8 square. And that will give you no outside leftover pieces. So thank you for joining me, and look forward to working with you again. Hopefully you can have a go at making some of these and post them to our You Can Scrap Anywhere group or page. And yeah, I look forward to getting back with you next week and working on some other projects. Have a great Thanksgiving for all my US friends, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks. Bye.